Billy, you can start.
Oh,
Take it away.
okay. Good morning to the land, to the Pearl of the Orient, and good evening to the land of the sea, to the shining sea. I am very honored that you are joining us tonight. If the flow of the program is that, I will introduce the subject matter, and then I will introduce the speaker. Before I proceed, I would like to introduce my co-host, the eminent Dr. Joey La Peña, eminent head and neck surgeon, editor of the Philippine Journal for Otolaryngology and Head and Neck. And before I actually proceed some more, I would like to just take notice of the presence of the Dean of the College of Medicine, the President of UPMASA, Dr. Henry Echeverry, Engineer Tito Aliga, Executive Director of the Research Council of the College of Engineering. There are probably other prominent personalities present today, but I cannot see them all. And Dr. La Peña will be introducing the reactors. And after that, we will have a question and answer period. And I would just like everybody to just relax. This is a fireside chat. We are very academic, but we don't want to have a straight jacket and just be so formal, so that the interchange will be spontaneous and we can learn from each other. So without much ado, I'd like to share my screen if I can do it. Here we go. Now, our subject today is libraries. The oldest library is actually in Iraq. It's the library of Ashurbanipal, if I can pronounce that right. It is near the city of Mosul, which we have heard during the Iraq war. But this is the oldest library of the world. And it has about 3,000 clay tablets, and they are all arranged in subject matter. In the Philippines, around the turn of the century, there was no formal medical library. And this was the Bureau of Science Library, where the Philippine Medical School faculty and students had to walk a little bit. This was at the corner of Pedro Hill and Taft, but it all got demolished during the war. The United States was instrumental in getting this Bureau of Science Library established. So libraries have been suppositories of knowledge in print. But We now are in the digital age. The UP president is looking for digitalization in UP. So we're thinking about the digital world medical school. So what now will the new 21st Century Knowledge Center be? So tonight we'll have a glimpse of what it will be. This is a building that is being erected near at Pedro Hill. And of course, a prime mover of this is, of course, Dr. the Dean Florentino B. Herrera Jr. So tonight, without much ado, I would like to introduce Ms. Carla Grace-Demabildo. I'll stop screening on. Our speaker tonight is the chief librarian of the UP College of Medicine. She graduated from the Polytechnic College University and holds a master's degree from UP. She tells me that I should not elaborate on her CV, but he has been working very hard for the UP College of Medicine starting in 2007. And off and on, I get some requests for material for the library. So without much ado, I'm going to turn over the floor to our new librarian, Ms. Carla Grace-Demabildo. Ma'am, you have the floor.
A pleasant day to all. Thank you for a very generous introduction from our moderators, Dr. Joey La Peña and Dr. Billy Cabellon. Correction lang, Doc, on my CV. I'm not yet I haven't completed my master's degree yet.
Okay.
So just to proceed, I would also like to thank PAASE and the UP College of Medicine under the leadership of Dean Charlotte Chong for the usual support in having me here presenting on the topic. It is indeed timely for us to discuss and talk about this because the future of the medical library is about to unfold soon. Also acknowledging the presence of some DMT members, colleagues, faculty, students, and alumni, and my mentors, Dean Rhea Rowen Apolinario and Sir Dancielo Auristelo Lagustan, who will serve as reactors to what I will be presenting you all today. Doc, I will be sharing my screen.
Go ahead.
Have you seen my presentation flashed on the screen? Is it
Slides are on.
already?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So I titled my presentation, F.B. Herrera Jr. Medical Library, The Making of a 21st Century Medical Knowledge Center. I will be presenting the topic with the following outline. First, an historical walkthrough to UPM libraries and the medical library, the medical librarians and libraries in the 21st century, moving forward to the new F.B. Herrera Jr. Medical Library, a quick walkthrough to the UPCM web portal and the Tuklas web catalog, and digital transformation and utilization of UP Manila library resources and services. Before I proceed with the video, this video is created as part of the centennial celebration of University Library UP Diliman last March 9, 2022 to reflect on our history and development and future plans. It showcases the rich history of UP Manila libraries from its founding to its legacy and resilience over time. Let's watch this video as we reminisce important milestones our mentors have created in the past. So moving on, in 2005, our very own history was written by Ms. Ada Racal, entitled The Medical Library Through the Years. It was published in the book Siento, the UP College of Medicine Centennial Commemorative Book. The details beyond 2005 was included based on the interview with Ms. Gina Canceran, former medical librarian and concurrent university librarian prior my appointment. The College of Medicine Library, officially established in 1931, housed in the new Institute of Hygiene building. The Philippine Medical Islands Association was formally merged to the collection of the medical library with Mr. Argosino as the first medical librarian. In 1945, during the battle for liberation of Manila, the buildings were destroyed and burned. In 1953, the medical library transferred from dispensary building and PGH to the newly built Medical Library and Science Hall. The three-story building with an auditorium in the ground floor fully equipped with audiovisual instruction. It was inaugurated on June 4, 1953. It was also in that same year that Mr. Argosino started the indexing of Philippine medical literature, which he himself entitled Philippine Index Medicus. Mr. Argosino retired on January 4, 1961, with Ms. Clarissa Di Malanta was appointed as the medical librarian the day after his retirement. Ms. Di Malanta continued the development plan for the medical library. It was during her term with the China Medical Board as its leading benefactor. The CMB grant stopped in 1976. Another decade has passed. In 1974, the transfer was due to the damages caused by two earthquakes in 1968 and 1970 respectively, causing it to be declared unsafe for occupancy. During that time, the medical library transferred to 3 small rooms in the West Laboratory of the Department of Anatomy for 2 years. A year after, the medical library was designated as the CIMI coordinating library in the country. In 1976, the university administration provided appropriation for the construction of a 2-story building in the bowling site. The construction completed and the medical library moved to its new home on June of the same year. In 1984, Mrs. Rosbida Rosal was appointed as the 3rd medical librarian and concurrent university librarian of UP Manila. It was during Mrs. Rosal's term, the medical library made tremendous progress, particularly in the area of computerization, networking, research, publication, collection development, and physical facility improvements. In October 9, 1986, it was named after Dr. Florentino B. Herrera, Jr., former Dean of the College of Medicine and the first Chancellor of UP Manila. The F.B. Herrera memorabilia was also turned over on that same year, housed at the Medical Library. The Medical Library Endowment Fund was also approved that same year under the aegis of Dean Alberto Romualdez, purposely for the development of the College of Medicine Library. Information technology and computerization in the medical library had its head start when in 1986, Health Research and Development Information Network, or HERDIN, was established. Also, The College of Medicine, UP Manila, became a member of the Nutrition Research Information Network, or NutriNet, consists of institutions whose libraries and documentation section of information centers have linked up to establish specialized information system in food, nutrition, and related fields. In 1995, the College of Medicine, UP Manila, became a member of the DOST-ESEP, a library network system funded by the World Bank. Computerization made the greatest impact in the medical library in the 1990s and has improved library procedures and services. The CDS-IC software by UNESCO was introduced to develop and repackage other research results to local databases. Furthermore, at this time, Chancellor Ernesto Domingo approved the acquisition of the first CD-ROM player and subscription to Medline in CD-ROM. In 1997, Emerald 71 Computer Room of the Medical Library was inaugurated. In 2000, Ms. Adaway Racal was appointed as the medical librarian, concurrent as head technical services of the university library. In 2003, UPCM has undergone its first PAASE accreditation, and the medical library has been commended for its rich collection on the publication of Philippine Index Medicus and automated library resources and services. This includes cataloging and card production, automated library resources like online public access catalog, online access to e-journals, full text, electronic document delivery, internet access, email, and 24-hour accessibility to the webcat. Medical library resources exceeded CHED requirements for the MD program, continuing support and assistance of the UPCM alumni for the medical library, UP Medical Alumni Society in America or UPMASA, and the UPCM class donors. In 2005, Mrs. Gina G. Canceran was appointed as the 5th medical librarian and concurrent university librarian of UP Manila upon retirement of Mrs. Dohenya in 2012. During her term, the medical library continuously grew its collection in terms of subscription to electronic databases, updated the library system to library.solution, then later on migrated to UP Integrated Library System known as iLib on February 11, 2008, and the installation of 3M Security Gate, respectively. A decade after, another project was jointly donated and completed, housed on the ground floor of the medical library. The Research and Learning Center was inaugurated on June 23, 2015. The UPCM was indebted to the Mu Sigma Phi Fraternity UPCM Class 1989 and the Department of Clinical Epidemiology for its establishment. There came 2016. Yours truly was appointed as the 6th medical librarian on April. On December 5, 2016, a sheet pile from the construction site of the UPCM Academic Center collapsed. As part of the Safety First policy, the university administrators issued a memorandum declaring a 12 meters from the edge of the academic center excavation site as danger zones. The F.B. Herrera Jr. Medical Library was permanently closed on December 13, 2016. The evacuation team headed by Dr. Michael T. and the rest of the university library personnel were able to retrieve important documents and historical collection of the university library and the medical library respectively. The salvage collection of the medical library includes books, from the Reserve and Filipiniana, approximately 1,775 volumes temporarily kept at the roof deck of the College of Dentistry. Memorabilia collection of Dr. Herrera, and computers both from Emerald 71 room and RLC room was endorsed and kept at the College of Medicine. In 2017 to 2018, the medical library moved from the roof deck of the College of Medicine to a faculty room in second floor Department of Physiology, College of Medicine. It served as an office space and a small reading area with a room capacity of 10 persons. The local database for the Philippine Index Medicus also shut down that needs to be replaced. On that same year, inventory and transfer of collection from the condemned medical library building to container vans located in CPH parking space took place. Furniture and equipment were stored in a space identified by CPDMO in SSWC. In 2020, due to COVID-19 pandemic, online library resources and services has been maximized and signaled the digital transformation in UPM libraries. Digitization plans have been coordinated with the College of Medicine. The UPCM web portal, which is the virtual campus of the College of Medicine, was launched, which includes online verification of college clearance and the e-library module. At present, the Philippine Index Medicus server was restored. Checking and encoding of missed issues of Index Filipiniana Journal is retroactively ongoing. Due to the renovation activities in Salcedo Hall, the medical library transferred again to its current temporary location at room 106 Paz Mendoza Building, College of Medicine, with a maximum room capacity of 5, with reserve and Filipiniana books on hand and thesis and dissertation available for circulation for our print resources. Construction of the University Library and Learning Commons building also resumed and ongoing, with F.B. Herrera Jr. Medical Library will be located on the 3rd floor of the building. For those who missed to visit the medical library prior to structural damage, closure, and demolition, here's a glimpse of how it looks like. The library then has a total seating capacity of around 140 packs. This is the entrance and exit door of the medical library, the reading area at the ground floor with the reference section, reserved book section, the Emeralds room with 13 computer units for library use in accessing electronic resources. Research and Learning Center was managed and operated by the Department of Clinical Epidemiology for their online sessions. Florentino B. Herrera Jr. Memorabilia Collection includes photos, plaques, certificates, and recognition. There is also conference hall in the demolished building. This is the second floor of the medical library then. Areas included are leisure reading area, stocks area, the circulation section, and the reading area, and the Filipiniana section. Moving on, I will briefly discuss the roles of librarians and medical libraries in the 21st century. These are defined as follows. Medical librarians are skilled professionals who assist with resources and research in the medical profession. The focus of the medical librarian is to emphasize the use of evidence-based research and practice. On the other hand, medical library is designated to assist physicians, health professionals, students, patients, consumers, medical researchers, and information specialists in finding health and specific scientific information to improve, update, assess, or evaluate healthcare. Medical libraries are typically found in hospitals, medical schools, private industry, and in medical or health associations. Medical libraries and the role of medical librarians are changing and evolving along with medicine. Medical publishing is changing too. Our roles are being transformed and even threatened by the technology. At the same time, the 21st century avalanche of medical information makes medical librarians and their institutions more important than ever. Medical librarians also find themselves in new partnership with researchers to create systematic reviews. Being all-inclusive requires advanced searching skills and deep knowledge of all the information resources available. This is where librarians are particularly useful. Since the role of medical librarians are changing and evolving along with medicine, here are the role of librarians in the 21st century that I was able to take note of. First, information broker for both print and electronic media, which identifies, retrieves, organizes, repackages, and provides electronic digital access to digital information sources. Next is a change agent. For example, technology application leader or collaborator collaborates with IT services to design and evaluate systems that would facilitate e-access. Also, as facilitator, makes access easier, provides network access, purchases software and e-journal licenses. As educator, who trains clients on internet use, tools, search engines, online databases and catalogs, electronic journals, use of web-based instruction, and online tutorials. As innovator or website designer, designs web page and searches and evaluates information resources to be linked to the site, creates an awareness of library services on the web, and in some instances, manages the organizational website. As policymaker, develops or participates in the development of an information policy for an organization, ensuring total or selective access to all information resources. Lastly, as business manager, who negotiates with publishers and aggregators for the most advantageous license agreements for e-journals and databases. Today, students learn in a dynamic world where information changes and expands as fast as technological innovation. Designing libraries for the 21st century encompasses many aspects, ranging from conceptualizing a compelling, aesthetically pleasing, and sustainable structure with a striking and functional interior to developing staff positions and expertise that will be commensurate with the capabilities of the facility when it opens. In designing libraries for the 21st century, we have to consider that libraries can no longer be just about books. Instead, libraries need to position themselves as community hubs, providing for general needs as well as endless learning possibilities. I am proud to present you all the revised floor plan of the third floor, F.B. Herrera Jr. Medical Library. This was revised to accommodate more learning spaces intended for our students, faculty, researchers, alumni, and guests as requested by Chancellor Padilla in a meeting with UPM librarians in November of 2022. Revisions were discussed with architect Bernardo of CPDMO and came up with this new layout for the third floor with provision of possible connecting bridge from the Henry C. Senior Hall or the MSB. According to architect Bernardo, the design will provide greater accessibility for the UPCM community, which usually came from the said building. As you would notice on the floor plan, there will be a possible provision of connecting bridge from the medical sciences building. Have you seen the connecting bridge provision on the plan? There is also, there are rooms available for the library, which we retain the Emerald 71 room, the Research and Learning Center with 78 seats, the FB Herrera memorabilia with viewing area, a faculty reading lounge, 2 discussion rooms here, and then conference room, provision of pantry and office space for the medical library staff, and the reading area here for the print collection of the library. As you would notice, there is also a virtual reality or recording room planned in the new building with IMS room, computer room. The third floor has a scope area of 855.26 square meter and has a public seating capacity of 263. Spaces are as follows from left to right. As you would notice in the previous slide, which is the floor plan, the entire floor is has provisions of these rooms. The Emerald 71 room can approximately accommodate 20 computer units. The Research and Learning Center has a provision of 78 computer units. The hallway with 22 seats in high chair. The lobby with information or reception area, the web catalog terminals on the lobby, a lounge, the FB Herrera memorabilia with viewing room approximately 16 persons, faculty reading lounge approximately can accommodate 12 persons, 2 discussion rooms with 6 persons each room, conference room approximately can accommodate 10 persons, the reading area, hallway with 14 seats in high chair, and the virtual reality or recording room and the IMS computer room. The entire third floor is equipped with CCTV cameras, digital boards, security gates, and book drop will be available in the connecting bridge of the FB Herrera Junior Medical Library. Estimated proposed budget for the third floor is about 26 million. This is the perspective layout for the third floor. For the reception, conference room, emeralds, or computer room. This is how can possibly be the layout. Lounge and memorabilia, the reading area, and the group discussion rooms. This is the current status of the building construction of the University Library and Learning Commons. This photo is taken on September 12, 2020. Just recent photo on the construction of the University Library and Learning Commons building. Since the construction of the University Library building is still ongoing, I will provide you a quick walkthrough to the virtual campus of the UPCM. I will be switching my screen share. Have you seen my screen now with the UP? Yes, thank you. So this is the UPCM web portal wherein you can see anything and everything about the College of Medicine. So once all students can log in with using their UP email account. So what's inside the UPCM web portal? Once you are logged in, you can see the content of the web portal wherein it includes college clearance here in the college forms wherein our students can apply for college clearance. Once they submit an application through the portal, we were able to view their submission, and just like this, their accounts will be verified, and once verified, they can print or proceed with the university clearance. Wow. Parang in the portal home, you can also see the e-library module, wherein you can search for any thesis and researches related to your research query. For example, we are searching for resource material for biochemistry. We would be able to see ebook for links to ebook. And then once we view, we can access the link and will automatically direct you to the ebook title that you are looking for. So you can browse the content of the ebook from within the UPCM portal link. So another I will also be walking you through to the newly launched resource discovery tool of UP Libraries called Tuklas. This is the homepage of the search discovery tool, which they can key in the title, these fields, the title, the author, subject, call number, and ISBN of the material that they are looking for. So they can also browse by campus, which they will be able to see collection from UP Baguio, UP Diliman, Manila, Olongapo, Pampanga, and Tacloban. So once they key in their search here on the search box, for example, clinical epidemiology, they would be able to see the bibliographic record of the book and the specific location where the book is available and the status of the book. And in this case, it is available here in the medical library. They can borrow the book, visit us, and borrow the book for home use. So I will be going back to my presentation. So the lockdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic signaled the digital transformation in UPM libraries. Digital transformation can be defined primarily as an organizational change. It is implemented with the use of technology in areas such as operation models of cooperation with the external and internal environment, services provided, technology use, and information management. Here are the digital transformation initiatives of the UPM libraries. Amid the recent pandemic that restricted face-to-face contact, the library's top priority is the health and safety of its customers and staff members. To respond to the challenge, the university library enhanced its book borrowing, renewal, and reservation processes by implementing online circulation service, contactless library transaction, and data collection is via Google Form. Mode of delivery is via courier service, fee shouldered by the user, or pick up on an appointment schedule. sharing you the utilization of library resources and services for the year 2021 and 2022, particularly on the online book borrowing amid pandemic. The service was launched in the later part of 2020, thus it was initially utilized in 2021 with 78 users who availed and 79 users respectively. Another service that we provide is the promotion of our online information resources. Taken from the usage report, as of December 2022, the table shows that the most used database is up to date, accessed 516,565 times, which takes up 62.98% of the total access across all database subscription. The next most database access was the dentistry and oral sciences resource with 32,952 times, taking up 4.02% of the usage, followed by Access Medicine with 32,147 or 3.92% of the usage. Up to Date and Access Medicine are both subscribed by the medical library. With the data presented for 2022, it marked an increase of 25.59% from that of year 2021, with a total usage of 653,000 on online information resources. The report shows that trainees, where medical students and residents are classified, has the most number of up-to-date users at 67.9%, followed by clinicians, which consist of physician, pharmacist, nurse, and physician assistant at 26.1%. Other users at 6%. This is the average online library transactions per type of user in the medical library from 2020 to 2022. It includes all library services such as virtual reference service, clearance signing, document delivery service, scan and deliver, Turnitin similarity checking. The graph shows that still the student has recorded the highest number of online library transactions at 48.3%, followed by the interns and residents at 24.3%, administrative staff and reps at 17.5%, including PGH employees, fellow at 8%, and faculty at 1.9% utilization. Faculty tend to request online, tend to use the online library transaction on journal article request or the document delivery service. It was noted that online library transactions continuously increase year after year while on-site library transaction decreases. The increase can be associated with the ease and convenience in accessing our online resources while on lockdown, while the decrease can be associated with the COVID-19 restrictions and lack of learning space for them to use. And with that, here are our collection accessible on and off campus. For on-campus access is via IP address authentication, while the off-campus access to online resources is via the Open Athens or the Virtual Private Network or the VPN using UPM ads credentials. In addition to the online and printed resources that we have, links to these local databases are also available in our website. For issues unavailable on archives of these databases, you can just request from us a scanned digital copy of the articles via email under Scan and Delivery Service. We recently completed the scanning of Acta Medica Filipina, including its first issue. These are the enhanced library services that we provided to the UPM community. For College clearance as mentioned through the UPCM portal, while the university clearance are processed via online signing sent via email. These are the reference service that we provide for the entire UPM community. Virtual reference service, current awareness service, library orientation and instruction, scan and deliver service, document delivery service, referral letter request, and Turnitin similarity checking. In conclusion, meeting the changing needs and expectation for physician education and information is indeed challenging. At the same time, new technologies that change the landscape for medical education and research are constantly emerging. Thus, the need for our ability as medical librarian to remain flexible in an ever-changing environment. And with that, I would like you to meet our team in the medical library. With me is Miss Lara Fatima Lintao and Mr. Ver Mortel. We are here to help. You can visit us here at room 106, Paz Mendoza Building, College of Medicine. And you can send us an email for inquiries and other library-related concerns. You can email us at fbhmedlive.upm@up.edu.ph. We also have Facebook page and website. You can scan the QR code to visit our website. These are the references that was used for the presentation, and thank you. Stay safe and healthy, everyone.
Thank you, Ma'am Carla. Thank you, Ma'am Carla. We now have the first of two reactors. Our first reactor is an educator, a registered librarian and civil service professional who holds a Bachelor of Library and Information Science degree cum laude from UP, completed coursework for a Master in International Studies, and holds a Master of Technology Management degree, also from UP Diliman. She is currently working on her PhD in Information Management at the University Technology Mara, is an assistant professor and dean or OIC of the Office of the Dean of the School of Library and Information Studies of UP, president of the Council of Heads and Deans of Library Information Science Schools in the Philippines, Asia Pacific iSchools representative to the Asia Pacific Library and Information Education and Practice, has multiple affiliations, including the American Libraries Association, Association of Special Libraries of the Philippines, Philippine Association of Academic Research Librarians, Philippine Association of Teachers of Library and Information Science, Philippine Librarians Association, Outcome Mapping Learning Community, Qualitative and Quantitative Methods in LIS, and the UP Library Science Alumni Association, as well as numerous publications and other projects in her field of expertise. Ladies and gentlemen, may I call on Dean Rhea Rowena Ubana Apolinario to share her reactions to this morning's presentation. Dean?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Joey La Peña, for the kind introduction. Magandang umaga po at magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. I'm very pleased to be invited in this fireside chat by the Philippine American Academy of Science and Engineering, sponsored by the Research Expertise Cluster 11, Disease Medicine, Pharmaceuticals, and Biomedical Engineering. Thank you po, Dr. Silverio Cabellon, for inviting me. I'm truly honored and humbled. Maraming salamat po. I'm also very delighted to see several people who are very close to my heart attending the event. Taus-pusong pasasalamat rin po sa inyong lahat. May mga kamag-anak po ako na nandito at nanonood at aking mga colleagues no, sa School of Library and Information Studies. I believe this fireside chat session's goal is to highlight progressive and revolutionary innovations, start conversations about them, and eventually steer affirmative change in society. The presentation of Carla Grace-Demabildo, hello Carla, illustrate their plans for the FB Herrera Junior Medical Library and how they aim to become a 21st century medical knowledge center. She described what the health or medical library should be and also presented the role of librarians in the 21st century. She also further mentioned that libraries can no longer be just about books, but instead, libraries need to position themselves as community hubs, providing for general needs as well as endless possibilities to everyone. I agree with what Carla presented earlier, but I would add ideas on the table that could assist the FB Herrera Junior Medical Library in crafting their plans. Don't worry, Carla, I can send you my script. No, and we can talk about this, no, in detail if you want. So, as a library and information science educator, I envision a health sciences medical library of the future as one that is a valuable and significant partner of healthcare professionals towards the provision of quality patient care. Its primary mission is to efficiently and effectively address the knowledge-based information or KBI needs of its target clientele. The UP College of Medicine Library has a great responsibility in fulfilling the mission of UPCM, and I quote, "Guided by moral, ethical, and spiritual values, we commit ourselves to excellence and leadership in community-oriented medical education, research, and service, using the primary healthcare approach intended especially for the underserved." End quote. As libraries and information centers exist to support the mission and goals of its parent organization, the FB Herrera Junior Medical Library can support medical education, research, and service that is intended for the underserved. A medical library can assist in medical education through the production of educational programs, acquisition of resources, and creation of services for teaching and learning. For research, a medical library can implement new research technologies and practices. It can also provide services by improving the lives and welfare of the patients and the community. The FB Herrera Junior Medical Library, with the UPCM and PGH community as its clients, can influence the lives of many people. The library can aid in pursuing excellence among the students and the physicians. It can also support research that yields better medical knowledge and procedure. The library can provide service by promoting quality patient care and community welfare. Janet Murphy, in her article International Trends in Health Science Librarianship, available in the Health Information and Libraries Journal, explored the global trends in health science libraries covering 12 countries. She identified 11 trends, namely, number 1, emergence of new roles and challenges for library staff. I think Carla mentioned about this when you talked about the roles of the medical librarians. Number 2, another trend is supporting researchers engaging in research data management and maintaining institutional repositories. Number 3, there should be involvement in systematic reviews and data synthesis. Another trend is professional development for health science librarians. And one of my colleagues here, si Sir Dan, the president of MALA, probably can talk more about this. And this is where I come in. SLIS comes in, providing education and training to students, researchers, and clinicians. Number 6 trend, supporting the delivery of health literacy. No? So we have information literacy. We even have AI literacy now. No? Also, we have participation in collaborations, networks, partnerships, social networks. Number 8, you focus on user experience. 9, impact of technology and the provision of services. 10, engaging with the public. And 11, repurposing library space. To add and to reiterate some of these trends mentioned by Murphy, there are a number of best practices in medical libraries in terms of collection, space, staff, information systems and technology, programs and clients that can be found in numerous literature. First is on collection. There is a shift from print to electronic digital collections. So more and more medical and health sciences libraries across the world are putting emphasis on electronic resources. And I believe the library has a number of electronic sources as well. Digitized content is becoming the new trend among many countries. In France, medical collections are now digitized and accessible on a dedicated website. Thus, library clients can access old medical collections and other digitized materials remotely. So there is also an increasing cost in e-journal subscription. Di ba, Carla? Alam natin yan na napakamahal yan, no? And e-resources in general. So open access has helped improve the collection of many medical libraries despite the increasing cost of electronic journals and materials. No, fortunately, we have open access databases such as PubMed and Hinari to provide medical information. And to compensate for the increasing cost of electronic journals, maybe you would also like to look into forming and joining consortia. Now, the forming of consortia is aligned with Murphy's identified trend of participation in collaborations, networks, partnerships, and social networks. Consortia improves the member library's collection, collaboration, and services. So libraries from consortia help with the collection development either by sharing resources or by group purchasing of subscriptions. Second is space. So I know that the library already has a design, diba, for your new medical library. So libraries are seeing their spaces in a new light. As Murphy discovered, library spaces are being repurposed. Because collections are shifting to electronic and digital formats, library space occupied by physical collections can be reconfigured. So, for example, in Finland, library spaces are being transformed to working spaces. Library spaces, for example, in Northern Ireland have shifted from a collection-based design to a more user-focused design. So, involving users and stakeholders in the design of the space, using design thinking and design threat can add value and meaning to your spaces. To add, a modern library space provides a multifunctional space for people to interact and learn new skills. It should also be a learning space that is functional, adaptable, accessible, varied, interactive, conducive, environmentally suitable, safe and secure, efficient, and suitable for information technology. Third, staff. No, alam ko, konti lang kayo, Carla, and syempre, maraming trabaho. Alam naman natin yan. Medical librarians and health information professionals are realizing a new role in the 21st century. Because of the emergence of evidence-based medicine and new technologies, medical librarians are expected to adopt these new technologies to teach evidence-based medicine and information literacy to medical and health sciences students and professionals. The information literacy skills of medical librarians make them valuable as part of the clinical team in providing the best evidence. The emergence of new roles is another trend found by Murphy in her assessment of global trends in health sciences libraries. As the roles of medical librarians expand, they are expected to continue their education and expand their skills and learning. So yung professional development natin, di ba, hindi naman talaga tayo tumitigil. No? While librarians also teach information literacy skills to clients, librarians have started to go out from the four corners of the library to be part of the teaching faculty. In Nordic countries, for example, the role of health librarians as guide, trainer, teacher, or coach has increased in importance. In Argentina, medical librarians have the chance to be teachers or instructors of graduate and postgraduate courses. Argentinian medical libraries are realizing that the development of educational materials are all now an important part of library services. Okay, this is something to think about. On the other hand, clinical librarians, or as others call it, informationist in context, or librarians working with a clinical team, is the emerging hallmark of medical librarianship. For now, medical librarians are currently focused on teaching evidence-based practice, but medical librarians in some countries have started to be incorporated into clinical teams. The clinical librarian involves various activities. Canadian medical libraries have librarians that produce systematic reviews, which are used in clinical practice. There's also a continuous need for professional development for all medical librarians, and that is where my colleague here, Mr. Lagustan from Malab, will come in later. Fourth, information systems and technology. The developments in technology have led medical librarians to innovate. The changing technology landscape also shaped user expectations. Medical libraries around the world are establishing their institutional repositories as a support to the open access movement. Another trend is the burgeoning field of health informatics. Yet, libraries are not focused on health informatics just yet, as compared to institutional repositories. And of course, there is artificial intelligence. AI in libraries refers to the integration of artificial intelligence technologies and tools in library services and operations. It can enhance various aspects of library functions such as cataloging, information retrieval, user assistance, and data analysis. AI can also help automate repetitive tasks, improve search capabilities, provide personalized recommendations, more personalized and intuitive library services to users, and assist users in finding relevant sources. Additionally, AI can be used for data mining and analysis to gain insights into user behavior and preferences, which can inform collection development and library services. Overall, AI in libraries aims to enhance the user experience, streamline operations, and provide more efficient and effective services to library patrons. As librarians, we can also provide AI literacy to our clients. Fifth, program. So Carla, I know that you already have a number of programs in your medical library, but maybe we need also to focus more on library programs and services that are really concentrated on users. So medical librarians are moving from reference-oriented services to information literacy and research services. Majority of libraries are using technology to provide education and training to improve the information literacy of users. While librarians are already known as research partners, medical libraries are developing and embracing services on research data management. Medical librarians are also utilizing technology to provide information literacy training to library users. In Belgium, for example, medical librarians have responsibilities in evaluating the information literacy of students. Medical librarians in France create online tutorials on platforms such as Moodle. Research data management, also mentioned by Murphy as one of the trends, involves documenting, organizing, analyzing, and preserving data. So some of the authors assert that data management ensures that the data collection process is organized, understandable, and transparent. So libraries have been known to support research. Diba? Parang yan yung atin talaga naman, we support research. However, recently, research data management is becoming increasingly important. So alam natin yan sa mga academic libraries, no? And that's also how we classify, a medical library is an academic library, but it is also a special library. Many libraries that conduct medical research are offering services on research data management consultation and support. So another one is evidence-based practice, or EBP. So this is defined as the integration of clinical experience with high-quality evidence and patients' values to improve patient care. There's a significant increase in applying EBP in the last few decades. Evidence-based clinical practice guidelines exist to make EBP easier. However, they are still far from perfect. Tani Turner interviewed healthcare professionals, namely nurses, midwives, doctors, allied health in Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Thailand. And she claimed that EBCPGs are not well developed, even though all the participants agreed that guidelines are essential in the standardization of their practice. Participants stressed that guidelines must be created by clinicians to suit their needs. And the last one, clients. Libraries are focusing on users. This focus is seen in the changes with library spaces as they move from collection-based design to user-focused design. As such, medical libraries are being proactively and they actively seek engagement with their clients and the public. So kailangan talaga nagpaparamdam tayo at ini-involve natin yung ating mga clients, no, sa mga gawain natin sa library. It's really about them, no? So medical libraries are putting their users and the public at the center of their plans and services. They are proactively seeking public engagement. And once again, just to emphasize some trends mentioned by Murphy, a medical or health sciences library collection comprises of accurate, quality, and up-to-date health information resources in various formats, from traditional printed books to online evidence-based clinical resources. Its services must effectively bridge the gap between health information resources and its target clientele. Such services may include mediating literature searches, current awareness service, you mentioned this, document delivery, and interlibrary loan. The health sciences librarians, the people, kayo yun, no, who are instrumental in ensuring that the mission of the health sciences library is achieved, should be equipped with professional competencies, specifically in the field of health sciences librarianship, such as those identified by the Medical Library Association in the United States, no? So these are information services. You need to have competency in information services, information management, instructional design, leadership and management, evidence-based practice, and health information professionalism. With the necessary health information resources in its collection and professionally competent health sciences librarians at the helm, the Health Sciences Library can also contribute in the advancement of the practice of medicine and allied health sciences through the provision of non-traditional information services, such as evidence-based support for the development of practice guidelines, clinical trial protocols, and similar research endeavors, and membership of health sciences librarians and institutional review boards to ensure that the literature gathered by clinical study investigators for their clinical trial protocol and proposal are comprehensive and sufficient. So kasama na tayo doon. Okay? If the target clients of a health sciences library include the clinical staff of a hospital, knowledge-based information or KBI resources should be accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Since decision-making involving patient cares occurs at all hours, KBI resources must be available at any given time. Well, it might not be practical nor feasible for some. If not, no, all institutions to physically open the health sciences library and have the library staff provide information services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Health information resources in online or electronic format can be made available. If possible, the Health Sciences Library may also cater to the health information needs of the non-healthcare professionals. So you've mentioned them, no? Patients or consumers, through the provision of consumer health information, resources, and services. This can also serve as a very important, significant, contribution of the institution in raising the health information literacy of the public, which can result to a community of people who are knowledgeable on best health practices, thus achieving optimal state of health. At the UP School of Library and Information Studies, we are committed to educating our librarians and information professionals to be able to respond to the changing times. This year, we are celebrating our 62nd year with the theme Venturing into Contemporary Spaces of Information Studies. Over the years, our faculty and students have shaped the future of information studies by adapting to the ever-evolving demands of our information-driven society. We have been at the forefront of LS education, research, and knowledge dissemination, nurturing a community of Filipino information professionals who are prepared to tackle present and future challenges brought about by a rapidly evolving information landscape. Our goal in the coming years is to continue to explore new frontiers and venture into contemporary spaces of information studies. Thank you once again for inviting me to be a reactor into today's Fireside session. I look forward to more conversations and discussions related to LIS, and we are very much open to future projects, collaboration, and partnership. I would also like to acknowledge our college secretary who is here, Assistant Prof. Mark Anthony Santos, who is handling our health librarianship courses at SLIS, and who also significantly contributed inputs to my presentation. Likewise to my student, Tio Magpantay, who was here. Thank you, Sir Mark and Tio. And finally, thank you, Carla, and to the members of your team at the UP College of Medicine Library for presenting to us your plans. You know, you are privileged to have the full support of the whole UP College of Medicine community and stakeholders to be able to realize your plans. So maraming salamat po muli sa inyong lahat at mabuhay po kayo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dean. Thank you. We will now hear from our next reactor, who currently holds the Chief Librarian position of World City Colleges in Quezon City as its mother campus. It's an educational system with campuses in Antipolo, Nueva Ecija, and Quezon City, specializing in healthcare, business, IT, education, and hospitality management. He was a member and holds the following positions in library organizations and associations, such as the Professional Librarian Association of the Philippines, Philippine Association of Academic and Research Librarians, Treasurer of the Aurora Boulevard Consortium Libraries, and is the incumbent president of the Medical Health Librarians Association of the Philippines, or MALAP. Our speaker holds a bachelor's degree in secondary education majoring in library science from the University of Santo Tomas, and a Master of Education in Library Science degree from the Philippine Normal University. He is also an ISO 9001-2015 Internal Quality Auditor and an accreditor of the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation for Area 6 Libraries. Ladies and gentlemen, may I call on Dancielo Aristelo Tibay Lagustan to share his reaction in this morning's Fireside Chat. Sir Dazzle?
I thank you very much, Dr. La Peña, for that very warm introduction. Thank you very much for inviting Malap, and as well as to the Philippine American Academy of Science and Engineering. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Actually, my reaction to Miss Carla was very evident that in my school, we still don't have the medical school, but we offer allied health courses in our program. So much so that our collection services and clientele are the same. And one of our president is also eyeing for establishing a medical library. So this is an opportunity for us for sharing the invaluable inputs of Miss Carla on where the medical school or the UPM is is on track right now. So as a Medical and Health Librarians Association, specifically those that are dedicated in the medical libraries, our role is very crucial in shaping the environment and providing the support for medical librarians and the institution they serve. So most of the discussion that Ma'am Rhea, my friend, has already discussed is also part of the library as a pivotal role to the changing environment of the 21st century, especially those are of our clientele. Now that the library is not as a repository, there is a dynamic and a technologically driven hub offers a wide array of digital resources and learning opportunities and community engagement as well. There are innovative practices that being implemented in the medical libraries are budget. Although there is that medical library to serve their clientele and be able to provide the services they need. So as part of the library association, I would like to emphasize some of the uh, the and ensuring they remain effective in the evolving field. One also is the advocacy of the Library Association that it advocate at local, regional, and national, and sometimes international levels for importance of the medical libraries. This can involve lobbying for increased funding and ensuring access to critical databases of publications and highlighting the value of medical libraries in patient care, research, and education. Nabanggit nga ni Ma'am Ryan that our databases are very expensive nowadays. That is why libraries are looking for collaboration and an acquisition of databases that are more on a consortium side. Even in my libraries, I was looking or eyeing for more of a consortium based uh, dealing with the publishers in order to provide digital information to our clientele. Also, library association provide networks to association with other platform to other libraries to connect and share experiences that discuss challenges and
I'm not sure if The internet connection is, yeah. He got cut off.
Opo,
Hmm.
that's right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, the internet connection
yes.
is off.
Oh, should we wait a bit to see if he logs on again? Yeah. That's unspoken issue whenever we talk about 21st century technology in LMICs.
Yeah.
Power and
well,
connectivity are even
Connectivity.
more basic, aren't they?
Yes,
Or
that's
the
right.
lack of them.
Mhm.
Sir, sir co-host, maybe you can
Yeah,
entertain a
entertain
couple
a
of
few questions.
questions
Yes.
until Dr. Lahusan comes back.
Would anyone like to ask a question? Please raise your hand or type your question in the chat box. And we will let our speaker. Yes, Tito, are you raising your hand?
Yes, Doc, I'm raising my hand. And again,
Yes,
I'd like to
sir.
thank the PAASE, Doc Billy, and of course you and our sharers, Carla and Rhea, about towards this subject matter. One of the things that came to my mind, Doc, everybody, is that this the expensive cost of having or being with these medical journals, etc., etc. And one of the things that stuck in my mind, I attended the seminar somewhat just before the pandemic. And one of the foreign guys was telling me that, Filipinos in general, our country, we are a net user of information and we are not giving back or feeding the resources. Because they were saying that they have, like publishers, they have a way of rebating. That if you add, you will get a rebate, you'll get a discount. Or you might get the access free. So again, I don't know if this is true in medical, but in engineering, we see that in many cases, we are net users. We are not net providers. So we never get the rebate. So anyway, that's just what came into my mind. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, that's a right observation, Uncle Tito. We are all consumers.
Yeah.
We are all consumers, but we do less of being providers
Providers.
of information.
Because that's what they said. If you provide, then you'll get a rebate. You might get it for free.
Mhm.
Because they have a way of doing it. Thank you. Thank you, Rhea.
And that's where really consortia comes in, like network and collaboration. And I think Dan, before he was cut off, he was mentioning this already. Because we have, for example, Uncle Tito, like in engineering, you have a number of consortia, and they were able to really bargain for a cheaper, not exactly cheaper, but less expensive online databases subscription.
Correct.
So
And
if
it-
we
and it-
come in as a group, then we can haggle more.
Yeah. But I was telling Rhea about, again, being a provider, not a net user, but a net provider. Then we'll get it for free. At least that's what they told me.
Opo. So we really have to explore more in that area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello po, Dr. Dazzle will try to reconnect po. Nagka-brown out.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, we have a question in the chat. Does the Herrera Library provide access to physicians in underserved areas of the Philippines, hoping they have power and internet connectivity?
Yes.
Carla, ma'am? You are muted. Please unmute. Sorry.
Hi. Sorry. In response to the question, does the Herrera Library provides access to physicians in underserved areas in the Philippines? Yes, of course, we can provide them access to our library resources, provided that they just need to send us specifically their inquiry or a request regarding the access to what particular collection they want to access from our library.
Dr. La Peña, I
Yes.
have a question.
Yes, Dr. Billy.
Yes, madam. Well, as I thank you very much, first of all, to the presentation of Dr. Demabildo. I believe that being the National Health Sciences Center, the medical library of the College of Medicine has to serve the entire country. And I was so inspired by the presentation of Dean Apolinario, because I can see in her vision that this will involve the whole country. You know, there is a little bit of a kind of underlying reason for this presentation, and I will divulge it. When the Florentino Herrera goes to the third floor, there will be a fundraising that will be inspired by Dr. Vicky Herrera, who is here, Dr. Rudy C., Dean Agnes Mejia, Dean Charlotte Chong, and we envision a 21st century health science medical center, which will serve not only the College of Medicine. There's a new medical school in Palawan State University. So my question to Carla is, what vision would you have to be able to make this idea happen, to serve the whole country? It's a big question. I think Carla is muted. Oh, there she is.
Yes po. As of now, the main priority of the library is to have the first to set up the facility for the medical library, wherein we can provide the services and resources that our library users will be needing. Without the facility, I think we cannot provide 100% service to the community in terms of the resources and services. So basically, we are lacking facility as of now.
All right. Dr. La Peña, it's yours, sir. I know
Thank you. Are there any other questions from the participants?
Vicky. That's Vicky.
Yes, Vicky, Dr. Herrera. Yes.
Yes, hi. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. The library is named after my father. In thanks with deepest appreciation for everyone. Bringing it into the 21st century, especially thanks to Dr. Billy, Rhodey C., Dean Chung, Dean Mejia, Dr. LaPena, and Carla, and the librarians. I've never heard so much about library sciences. It's great. There's so much ambition. I just wonder, with the 26 million for the budget that we are going to raise, will that be mainly for the library space, or will it be prioritized to computers, or are the computers set aside? And or if we modernize the computers, it's not desktops, will it be laptops, or do we rent it out? You know, and or you know, the way it's typically done could be that we all do the Google search, we find out the journals that are open access, so we don't need the library for that. And then for the journals that we do have to pay, and there needs to be an e-journal subscription, then that's what we can get from the library per se. And then you just send it out by PDF, you know, through email. You don't have to print it. You know, so it's like all that flexibility and variability in the services could really make it nationwide, you know, depending on connectivity and the internet. So it's like help in thinking through the prioritization for this 26 million. Where should it be spent? I agree there should be a safe space for everyone, because not everyone has a nice place. And 24/7, exactly as Dean Apolinario had said, it doesn't need staff for 24/7 if we can get access to the journals without a person, which is what I sort of imagine. So really, thanks. And my question really is how to prioritize the 26 million, ideas for that. You know, is it all the e-journals, for example, that so there'll be a broad spectrum? Is it helping everyone to have access with a membership so that nationwide, you know, other schools, especially the UP Tacloban nurses and doctors who are learning and don't have everything that UP College of Medicine in Manila will have. So I end up with thanks, but really a big question to help us with prioritization for the budget.
Yes, as for the budget, as for the budget, we are prioritizing on the setting up the library with state-of-the-art equipment, which includes RFID security gates, book drop, and digital displays wherein services of the library will be displayed regularly. Book drop is also included, RFID security gates, and computer equipments for the medical library. There are also plans for VR facility in the VR and recording facility in the medical library. And in the memorabilia portion of the library, we will be setting up a viewing area wherein the students can view videos regarding the important videos regarding the collection and of the memorabilia collection of Dr. Herrera. So basically more on the equipment and facilities for the medical library. And to add po, journal access to journal subscription is also part of the budget prioritization for the medical library, because it is so the subscription fee is so continuously increase year after year.
Would that consortium be the University of the Philippines? You know, like I remember with Dean Chong and we were talking with President Concepcion that the consortium could be, or consortia can be with the, you know, like the UP College of Law, College of Medicine, and then College of Engineering, Nursing, and that they subscribe together to, you know, that kind of idea of a consortium. Would that work still, Dean Chong?
I believe so. I think that there's always power in having more members and as a consortia. I think that right now, most of our library needs are actually being provided through our budget. There's substantial budget put into electronic subscription right now. But as mentioned, if consortia will be something that will be prioritized by the university itself, I think there's going to be a good bargaining point for more library resources to be available at a cheaper cost. Now, as regards having the library resources available to nationwide, just this past year, we've benchmarked with about 14 state universities and colleges already setting up medical schools, and we've always been open to supporting all of these new schools, given the Dr. Sabayan law. In fact, the library resources will not be only available to UP constituency, but actually to anyone who's interested, and they can always request. But in fact, once we're able to do this, I think through CHED, we should be able to maybe perhaps ask CHED to support the library itself, because we would like to open up the services also to the new medical schools. And therefore, I think if we are able to prioritize this, I think information should be made readily available to anyone who's interested. There's definitely a need to expand the personnel as well,
Yes.
who will be also willing to undertake a new priority activities, like as mentioned, being able to help in data management, research, as well as perhaps curating data, for example, for evidence-based medicine. So these are all trends, and we know that the medical librarian for the 21st century will certainly have multiple set of skills that will be needed to be upgraded every year, or perhaps every time. And I believe that the College of Medicine, as we have been very supportive of the library itself, is poised to support new initiatives. We've included the UPCM web portal, the e-library resources. As you can see, actually the investment that the College of Medicine put into this was almost 10 million pesos odd, and this was initiated in 2019, even before the pandemic. And I think this really worked well because during the pandemic, we had easy access to information, even when the country was in lockdown. And I believe that the 26 million is actually a conservative estimate as to the needs of this library. But we feel that 26 million pesos will be put into good use. We will prioritize, of course, the creation of the memorabilia room, as well as the emeralds, because we foresee that even examinations of our students will be held here if we have the desktop computers or the laptop computers, because we still don't have that facility. And I think I was just talking to Associate Dean Coralie de Macali yesterday. We would like to increase it to around 80 or 78 seats, because we now have around more than 220 students. So we have 3 shifts for our examinations that can be actually also make use of that facility with that 78 computers. So these are all parts of the plan. So we intend to use this facility not only as a library as we've always thought of before during our time, but actually a very usable space for many activities that the college would like to undertake.
Wow.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're running out of time, but Dazzle Lagustan has rejoined us. And I
Yes.
wonder whether we should let him conclude his remarks earlier. Sir Lagustan?
I would like to apologize. A sudden electrical failure happened in the school and in the hospital. Well, I just would like to conclude that the essence of the library association, like MALAP, will act as a pillar in supporting medical library or the community in ensuring the continuous and to thrive innovative and deliver the value of the rapidly changing landscape in research, education as well, and of course to support whatever medical school is i- i- in times of challenges is happening right now. So Malap will be supporting all the even the small medical community or medical library that will be engaging into a vast changing improvement in their collection services and as well as research as well. So thank you, Dr. La Peña, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dan.
Wow.
Okay, back to you, Billy.
All right. Thank you very much for everybody who has contributed to our webinar this evening. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Dean Apolinario. Thank you, Dr. President Lagustan, Vicky Herrera, Dean Charlotte Xiong, who has supported this. My goodness, I thought I would only have one lifetime. It looks I need 2 lifetimes with that nice thought. My co-host, I hope you stay healthy, Dr. La Peña. You are a promotor ng bayan ito eh. So and Engineer Tito Aliga, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
I think
Dan.
we Filipinos are coming together. I see so much talent as I interact with this personally. Guess as an announcement for maybe in November, we will have a session on patient safety. I note that medications are ordered wrong, but we will have more of that because we do not want our patients dying of what we do. We want them to live when we do. So we will have that announcement for November that is coming up. So again, thank you very much to those who are attending from the Pearl of the Orient. It is getting about 10:30 here for the land of the sea to the shining sea. But I'm so thankful for your attendance, and I hope we see each other again.
Thank
It
you.
is very
Thank you.
inspiring to be a Filipino these days.
Thank
you.
Dr. Billy.
Thank
Can we
you.
please have a group photo, everyone? Please turn on your videos.
Okay.
Pebs, will you take the screenshots, please? Okay, everyone. Salamat po ulit sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank
I
you,
know
Doc.
you're all very busy.
Maraming
Dito
salamat
ang
po.
Maraming
meeting
salamat.
Thank you.
Promise.
Pakisabi na
Thank
lang
you.
kung may picture na or
1, 2, 3, smile.
okay.
Wala po.
Thank you, Peb.
Thank you.
Maraming
Thank you,
salamat
Peb.
po.
Salamat,
Salamat
Peb.
po.
Okay,
Thank you po.
Sabi nga ni Doc Billy, from sea to shining sea.
bye.
Night. Good morning.
Nahalat ang age natin, Billy. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Bye.